Hi, it's Ryan from Sciaps. Here's a quick video on lithium brines, calibrating and taking tests. Here we have the accessory kit, test stand, lab jack, and the hardware to fit on the nose plate, along with the vials and the positioner for the vials. Here I am filling a vial and using the Element Pro app or the Geochem app to take a test on a liquid brine and get a real-time result instantly. The analyzer is already configured for liquid testing, so the stage file is repositioned to refocus the laser onto a liquid, and we're calibrated down to a few ppm lithium in liquids. Now we'll go to Profile Builder, where I've already taken a few tests on 2%, 1%, 0.5% lithium brine. Just by diluting a 2% sample, you can create a full calibration. You can start with a few hundred ppm lithium, or in this case I use 2% lithium. And then I use water as my blank. So we'll start by building the curves. Obviously we're going to add lithium into the numerator of this intensity ratio. And I'm just making sure now that the green region of integration around the peaks completely envelopes those emission lines. We don't need to include the noise out there past the shoulders of the peaks, but I am going to make sure there's some smoothing to smooth out some of that noise and make sure I envelope the entire emission line with that green region. You can drag the region. I'm just going to use the region limits to quickly click on the up and down keys to make the region larger enough to completely envelope that emission line, and we can use some smoothing to make sure that the shoulders of the peaks are well behaved out there on the sides. So now I'm adding hydrogen. I'm also going to add oxygen to the denominator of this intensity ratio. So we're ratioing the lithium signal to the base material, the sample matrix, and in the brine, in the case of a geothermal brine or lithium brine, it's mostly water, H2O, HO, so I'm using hydrogen and oxygen, but we will also include sodium. So I'll be adding sodium in here in just a moment. Now we're just going to check and see if the derivative of these emission lines makes our air value up there in the top left corner get any better where it is right now. It's at 0.1018 right now. Maybe do a little better if I change the curve settings. We can do a linear fit line, or we can do that second order polynomial line of best fit. So now we have hydrogen, oxygen, and sodium in the denominator of the intensity ratio. I'm going to use both sodium lines. There's a little doublet emission at 589. Just make sure we put a little smoothing on each of those emission lines, and then click Save once you're finished, and that'll push back to the analyzer, and then you can take your tests.